So now, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the wonders of the 21st century science and technology, we have finally tapped time travel. Yes, I believe we made contact with the other side. It is my extreme pleasure to introduce to you none other than that icon of the nursing profession, Miss Florence Nightingale. Miss Nightingale, are you there?
Hello? Oh, hello! Oh, you look as surprised to see me as I am to see you. Oh, bless you for being here. I asked that kind Miss Strictly who introduced me. I said, however, did you arrange for me to arrive in a cloud? And she said something very peculiar. She said, simple, there's an app for that. I have no idea what she's talking about, but I am pleased to be here. You see, the last thing I recall, I was rolling around heaven having a cracking good time as per the usual, when Michael the Archangel presented himself to me with an invitation. He said, you have an invitation for a visitation, a short visitation to Earth. And I have to admit, I was less than pleased. I was not eager. No offense to present company, of course. I was not eager to give up my heavenly body. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my heavenly body is young and strong. It is pain-free. It is also a size 2. This one, I'm not clear where they found this one. It looks to be, I suppose, approximately a size 16 on a good day. Well, nevertheless, I then had to think of the space-time continuum and the effects of gravity. Oh my, having to deal with varicosities again and back pain and these. You do understand. But then Michael said to me, but these are people who are interested in learning from history, and they would like to hear your story. Oh, and perhaps even some of them might be nurses. Well, of course, how could I say no? So I am very pleased to be among you. And, well, he tells me the time is very short, so let me get down to business. Word on the streets of gold has it, your healthcare system has problems. Is this true? Yes, so I heard. Well, I hope that some of my recollections might do you good, so that you might not make the same mistakes in the future. All right. The first of my stories begins in a country far, far away with the unusual name of the Ukraine. I suppose it still exists? Yes, all right. Now, there is a Crimean Peninsula to the south of that land. I hope it's not still a hotbed of military activity. In my time, this story takes place a little bit south in what was known as the Ottoman Empire, Turkey. And I take you now to a small village on the Asian peninsula of Constantinople. It was called Scutari. And there we begin. When we arrived in Scutari, we saw a dilapidated 100-year-old building. It had been thrown up in a hurry by the Sultan. He used it as stables and later converted to barracks and now a hospital. So, the date, November 4th, 1854. I wish you could have been there. 3,000 injured. And that hospital used as barracks then. Miles and miles of fallen men. Oh, friends, they were boys, actually. 16 to 22-year-olds. Oh, heroes. 'Twas clear. Oh, the faces. I must switch gear. Switch gear. Oh, it was built on a cesspool, that hellhole in Scutari. It contaminated the water and the ground all around, and of course, unsurprisingly, enter cholera, our uninvited guest, whom, by the time we arrived, had captured nearly 60% of the lives. Oh, and the wounded, when they arrived on shore, caked with mud and gore. They had been traveling for 8 or 9 days on rickety ships, tossed by wind and waves, sans shoes or boots, all left behind, many of them missing an appendage, on the battlefield upended, with their minds. Oh, friends, we had so little to give them. There was no furniture, no beds. Oh, and the floor! How shall I describe it all? What your step. To fall would be excremental. We dubbed it BMS, for blood, mud, and stool. Ugh, horrible. Now, I must ask, I wonder if in your modern times you still have a problem staffing hospitals. Well, before we arrived, for every 95 patients, there was but one surgeon who sawed and sawed from sun till sun, on one mother's son to another, without a nurse. There were orderlies. They kept no order. They introduced thievery to the quarter. And there was no operating theatre. No operating tables. No amputations carried out on the ward in front of the men. There were no blankets or labels or morphine or, well, there was some chloroform, but on the norm 'twas rarely used. The doctor said, in your haste it might be wasted. And I replied, only if you hypothesize that none shall survive. And unfortunately, that assumption was generally correct. Oh, my friends, as I stood there and surveyed the death and destruction more than I could ever imagine, I thought 2 things. One, war is hell. And the other was a little tune and the words of a once popular song. Mother told me not to come. Ah, yes, it seemed like years had passed since I made my grand announcement to my family at our home in Embley, when actually it had been only a few months. So come with me now as I make the grand announcement in the parlor where Mother and Father were sitting. It was tea time, as I recall, as I brought in the London Times. Oh, Mother, Father, did you see the Times this morning? It says right here, more soldiers are dying from disease than wounds they've received in battle. Oh, yes, dear. I saw. Dreadful. Oh, don't look so forlorn, my dear. It is war, after all. Biscuit? Mother, no, please. Listen. My friend, Lord, the Minister of War. Yes, he has asked me to supervise the very first British Army Nurse Corps in a military hospital in Turkey. What? Oh, the Minister of War expects our daughter to go where? To some godforsaken country and do what? Why, I'll minister to our injured soldiers, Mamma. You'll do no such thing, William. Wake up! Oh, what? Have you heard what her friend, our Minister of War, has proposed? Proposed? Well, he's already married. Oh, no, Papa. No, I'm to travel to the Ottoman Empire as a nurse. Oh, preposterous. You do no such thing. Precisely what I have told her. Oh, Mother, Father, I am not a child. I'm 34 years old, and I did not intend to ask your permission. But your blessing. Oh, Papa. No, you listen to me, my pet. You're still my responsibility. You hear? And I get my hands on it. He should have asked me first. First me. Humbug. You'll not go, and that is final. But I would go, despite my family's resistance. I would go, or my name's not Flo. Yes, I relied for encouragement on the promises woven like threads throughout the scriptures. One of those promises, one of my favorites, was the one the Lord gave to Captain Joshua. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not tremble or be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Fear not the wind, fear not the rain, for I am with you. Not. Oh, my friends, when I think of those faces, those words were said and sung to many a sick and dying soldier. It gave them hope, and it gave us hope too. I cannot apologize for the emotions that rise so quickly to the fore after so long a time. Oh, is it not meet, right, and salutary that we should at all times thank those who have donned a uniform in defense of their country, those who have given everything? Oh, my friends, I have it on good authority that some are listening even now. So perhaps there are some veterans who have donned the military outfit in this audience. First responders, oh yes, you are heroes. You dash to the fore, not thinking of yourself, risking life and limb to defend us. Well, shall we not give them a thank you now? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
I enjoyed it very much, and one of the reasons is because I have been to the Florence Nightingale Museum in London, and they have many vignettes set up that follow the story that she was telling. So it was very, very easy to put her story into what I've already seen. So I loved it.